Hi, and hello, everyone. Welcome to Hint Plays. This is our Saturday stream, and we are playing a new game of Part-Time Gods. I'm Malira, and I will be your games master today. Hint Plays is a channel for RPGs and tabletop gaming from Hobby Gamers International. We run games on a 3-week rotation with a rotating cast of players and games masters. We also do occasional specials where we look at new games, play online board games, and chat about all things gaming. Today, I'll be running Part-Time Gods, Wrath of Purity, which is about being both a human and a god all in one package. Our player characters are mortal, albeit long-lived, with all the kerfuffle that entails, like a job, social life, paying the rent on time, all of that. However, they also have a divine side that needs to be attended to as well. They have a dominion which they must oversee, their realm of powers. They have a physical territory to defend from other gods or other enemies. They have secret theologies or philosophical schools that they must follow and to which they owe allegiance. And they have a pantheon of other gods they need to live beside. And with me today are Krona Magistrate.
Hello.
And Shard Angel.
Hi.
And Sage.
Hi.
And so we also have a fourth character, or a fourth player, who has not been able to play with us today, but he will be joining us in the next session, which will be 3 weeks from today. By the way, I do hope that character voices or the player voices are coming through. There was a bit of a challenge with the audio earlier, so if you can just reassure me that you do hear them.
If you can hear us, please do let us know, or if there are any sound issues. We will do our best to sort out what we can. You can hear us. Good, okay. If you need us to speak up, do tell us.
Yes.
We can project.
Oh, God. Okay, thank you so much. That is such a relief. Also, this is a new game and a new system for all of us. I have done as much prep work as I can, but will I remember it when I need to? That is the question. So I will be looking things up on the PDF, and in my lovely book. And so please bear with me as people ask basic questions and I go, what? You'll see a lot of my rabbit in headlights expression probably today. So, players, would you like to introduce your characters and yourselves, starting with Sage?
Okay. My character's name is Artemis Finch. And I'm a mafia boss and a tyrant, and my dominion is conceptual and power.
Yes. A crime boss. This is going to be excellent fun. And Shard, would you like to tell us about your character?
My character is a game shop owner, has a home above the house. Her name is Adriana Crow. She is a goddess of trickery and manipulation from the Crossover Dominion. And believes that normal humans should not know or be aware of gods.
That's probably a safe bet. Although your spouse, I believe you mentioned, knows.
My spells?
Spouse.
Oh, spouse. Yeah, I haven't named her yet, but my spouse helps run the shop when I'm not there and lives above it, which means most of the time. Also, my game shop is open at weird hours and only when someone decides to open it, so people showing up don't know what the actual hours are.
Yeah,
Excellent.
We joked during character creation that you actually run in Games Workshop.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
But-
that is convenient.
Given that my wealth is, pretty even there, I think I run a better version of Games Workshop.
Well, I shall refrain from making a snarky comment. And Chrono, would you like to tell us about your character?
Hi, yes, I am Sundal Sandy Chronopoulos, half Greek, half Sri Lankan. We are in America, aren't we?
Yes, because it's the country with which I'm most familiar, so I'm least likely to make horrible gaffes.
That's fine. Yeah. Sandy is a horologist by training. He is an artist. He specializes in watches, clocks, other timepieces. And he is a god. He is also a god of timekeeping. So how you measure and live your lives by the passage of time is his kind of crossover domain. He believes that humanity is the key to sustaining ourselves as gods, and connections are very important to him.
Yes, as is time to himself to recharge. Yes, which is entirely relatable. So, our fourth character will be played by Sam, and so be sure to come back in 3 weeks for his introduction of his god. Basically, with this game, we have locations that are important to each character. You hopefully will be able to see on the stream the map that has the various locations important to different people, although Charlotte has pointed out that that's point D, Adriana's home's game shop and spouse, should actually be 1 point north. So I wrote that down incorrectly, so apologies.
And unlike an intelligent, smart player, all of my important bonds and relationships are in one space.
Yeah, it's centralized. Yes, for convenience.
It makes me look more mortal and human, because what kind of god would be that stupid? See?
Yeah, exactly. And let's see, just making sure that my moving that did not.
Hang on. Does that mean that that your character? I forgot what. Adriana, thank you. Looks at stream. Remembers character names. Adriana is a strong believer in keep your friends close and your enemies even closer.
Keep your friends close and your enemies far away.
Fair enough.
You have the manifestations to back that up.
I mean, all I gotta do to keep people away is convince them that I'm worthless.
Aww.
But that's a very sad but relatable approach, actually.
I mean, that's basically how skunks do it.
Okay. Fair enough. Yes. Although now I'm going to think of Adriana as Pepe Le Pew, basically.
I wasn't going to mention that.
I mean, if the shoe fits.
Yes. Okay. So, basic way of gameplay is that we're using D10s, and the number of D10s that you roll to determine roll for a particular action to determine success or failure is dependent on the skill points that you have in the related characteristics. So, for instance, let's see, who is this? Adriana has a 3 in knowledge and no points in perform. So if there was something that she wanted to do that required both knowledge and performance, which, let's see, an example would be giving a lecture to an assemblage of people. Then we would take the 3 in knowledge, 0 in perform. You would roll 3 dice, and a success counts as a 7, 8, or a 9. And if you get a 10, then you get 2 successes. And
Sorry, go ahead.
and if you roll all of your dice and get no successes, but you do roll a 1, that is a critical failure, which can lead to fun and interesting consequences, and also Pantheon dice. We start out with 3 Pantheon dice. You share all of these, but you can cash them in for additional rerolls, bonuses, extra things like that. We'll deal with that more when that comes up.
From a housekeeping perspective, do we track the Pantheon dice, or do you?
Ideally, once I have a VTT set up, then it will be all sorted out. I will keep track of them, though, in the meantime. And why is there a D8 in that thing? That should not have been there.
So, since we were talking about skill combinations and having me roll a knowledge influence roll,
yeah,
I could use a Pantheon die myself because of a blessing to be like, no, I'm going to use knowledge marksman. Doesn't have to make sense because that's one of my blessings.
True, but
That's not making sense.
yes.
I don't know if you need a blessing for that, Sean.
Oh, well, that's part of why we love you. But yes, one thing with the Pantheon dice, currently you have as many Pantheon dice as there are players, so that's 3 at the moment. I will keep physical dice in front of me to keep track. And in order to use a Pantheon die, you do technically need the consent of all the other players, because it is a shared resource.
I thought about taking a blessing that I could just store up Pantheon dice on my own selfishly and use them as I wish.
That would be less collaborative.
It'd be chaotic.
Yeah, this is true. Yes. Okay, I'm just looking through my notes here. Anything else? Okay. We also have. Okay. Well, recapping the previous session, this is the very first session, so we're not going to be doing that. Each player needs to pick their starting location, please. According to the map, if you don't want to be at one of your bond locations, then let me know where you are and what is there, and I can hopefully annotate the PDF.
Well, we'll say that Sandy is. Is this for anything in particular? Or?
Just for starting out, for the character arcs and the little getting comfortable with your characters and figuring out gameplay sort of thing.
Okay.
So it's nothing critical. I mean, it should not be life or death. It's just introduction.
Sure.
Like if you want to be at a library somewhere and we can roll for a location, or if you want to be at home, or your shop, whatever.
I am going to be at 3-3. I will be at the old steam clock.
Okay. Okay. And let me pull this up. Okay. And Sandy. And Everyone else? Any preference? I mean, you can roll if you like.
I'll start at the warehouse.
Okay. Let's spell that correctly. Okay. And by the way, since we have two characters whose names both start with A, I am going to call at least one of you Arlene or Abelard or something at some point. I know that's not your name. It's just two names, same letter. I have no chance.
Completely understandable.
Okay. And Adriana, are you going to be at your home, or are you going to be elsewhere gadding about?
Adriana is actually, I mean, like, what time of day is this, really? That's important.
Late morning.
Late morning? Okay. So the sign on the door is turned to say closed because she hasn't thought to actually turn it around, but the door's unlocked. And all of the lights in the shop are on, and she's standing behind the mini bar, washing a glass like a bartender, while her wife is behind the counter, sitting there waiting for customers.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, that feels like Games Workshops I have known. At least the one in Croydon, yeah.
Okay. So, I'm basically, since you're all in different locations, I'm going to sort of rotate between all three of you, if that's okay. I'm still getting used to this, so if my balance is off, please forgive me. And
Just don't fall out of your chair.
if I knock myself out, though, then I can avoid this whole terrifying situation. So,
Just take your time. We can go. We are going out whatever pace you need us to.
okay. Well, so we are going to start with Adriana. Is it Anna or Anna?
Either way, it really depends on who's saying the word.
Okay.
I say Adriana, but
Excellent.
I mean, there's plenty of people who have read it before coming to the shop and say Adriana.
Okay. Well, I shall go
What's
with...
the name of your shop?
That is a good point.
I think I did finally choose one of the names that was given. Mm-hmm. Where did you go? Head Games.
Oh, I love
Who
it.
supplied that one?
Okay.
Was it Crota or was it Fish that supplied that one? I don't
Oh,
remember.
It's a pun. It could have been either of us. I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
my shop is called Time Flow
I mean,
for a watch repair shop. Yeah.
okay. So, Adriana, you and your spouse, to be named, I'm going to call her Nani for the moment, as in anonymous.
I like it.
You are puttering around your shop waiting for customers and just basically chilling and hanging out. When someone knocks on the door, is the door open or unlocked? Or
It's unlocked.
okay, it just has
pushes-
the closed.
Yeah.
Okay, but they still knock on the door because they see the closed sign.
I look up at the door and I'm like,
And they go, well, you can't. I forget you can't see in BC, but they basically go, huh? What? And gesture at the sign.
oh my god. I set the same glass I've been drying for the last hour down and grumpily walk to a sign and open it. And then, instead of opening the door for them, walk back around and pick up the same glass and start drying it again.
Okay. So the person just kind of goes, kind of looks at you like, okay, and carefully opens the door and sticks their head in and says, sorry, are you open? Open at all? Well, I mean,
The doors are locked.
well, yeah, okay, fine. So basically, I represent Topaz Starholm. I'm sure you've heard of her. She, rising star in the RPG community, and I'm sure you've seen. I'm sure you've seen her. Seen her live streams, her guest appearances on YouTube. She's and I know as a game shop owner, you are familiar with the book that she has coming out. I was wondering if we could arrange a book signing and maybe for Topaz to come here herself in person and run a game. Is that something that you might be interested in?
Honey, do you know who this Topaz person is?
And Nani's like, oh, like I keep up with that sort of stuff.
I thought that was your job.
I thought that was yours.
I just, today it's doing bar.
Well, yes, but usually you're the one who keeps up with all of this nonsense. I mean, you're the one who's into the dice and all of that and just whatever. So I don't know. Just who the hell is this person?
Give me a second. I pull out my phone and search for the person.
Okay. And you see that this, that Topaz is indeed a reasonably new name, flashy, sort of, does a lot of cosplay on stream, which is fine, but it seems like she's tailoring it for maximum attention. Which
I approve of this. I approve of this.
There isn't, as as an aside, there is nothing really wrong. There's nothing wrong at all with that. It's just so the sort of personality that you're dealing with. She seems very engaging, but also very, or at least a bit of pay attention to me, please.
What system, like, doesn't need to be exact systems, do they play really popular systems that everyone plays? Do they do a run of systems? Like, what's their range?
Okay, let's see. Would you give me...
30 foot is close range, 60 foot is...
Okay. Just to get a little bit of practice with the dice, because, rolling dice really hard. Would you give me a knowledge check, please?
Just knowledge by itself, or...
Knowledge, and... let's see, you don't have tech, so... and you don't have perception.
Survival, because this is a business deal potential.
Knowledge and empathy, maybe?
Yeah, okay. Empathy is good, yes. I will go for knowledge and empathy, so that is 5 dice, please.
It's so satisfying to roll so many dice.
Yes.
3 successes.
Remind me to run an exalted one-shot one day.
Excellent. Okay, so 3 successes. So you find that Adriana, in her early days, played whatever was handy, especially, and whatever was most popular. But has what she's promoting right now is her new RPG book on a system that she has devised herself. She instead of using dice or playing cards or a dice roller, any sort of randomizing thing, she has you dump dried beans into an opaque jar, and reach in and and handle however many black beans you...
Oh, I'm sold. I'm sold. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
When would you like to set it up? I like it. Also, I'll totally buy like at least 10 of your books to put in my displays.
Okay, well, fabulous. Then we let's see. I believe let me check to see what Topaz's availability is. Oh, and what would the compensation be for this?
I don't know. How much are you going to pay us?
No. You see, you would be paying us for promoting your shop.
Is there a way that I can spin this or use something like one of my manifestations to get them to pay me to provide publicity to my shop, for them to have the opportunity to use the popularity of my shop to boost their sales?
Okay, let's see. We have. I'm making sure I'm looking at the right thing here.
Look, some gimmicky game systems are fine, like if it's a dread or 10 candles. But picking beans, grabbing a handful of beans from a jar is...
Well, it's an opaque jar, you see. So you have, some of the beans are black, some of the beans are kidney, some of the beans are adzuki. Yeah, and some
Lima
of them are...
beans?
Yeah,
Hang on,
and
has she gone in with, like, Big Bean?
Probably.
that would require...
Like a wholesale health food shop.
That would require an intuition check.
I don't need to do the intuition check. I was sold on the unique opportunity to buy into a system that is probably a waste of time, but I like chances.
Excellent. Okay, so let's see. Take a look at your blessings. And let's see, because you've got, that's your map. Okay, manifestation. Did you want to explore manifestations or blessings? You do have the Big Mouth Curse, where you can earn a Pantheon die when you blurt stuff out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Drat. I don't have access to Stream Elements, so I can't do the bot commands. Sorry. Sorry. Yes, Shard.
So,
Okay.
there's a couple of ways I can gain Pantheon die. I can gain the Pantheon die by making others distrust me because of how untrustworthy my my archetype is. Big
Is
Mouth.
that what you want to do, though, right?
No. Big Mouth is telling secrets, insulting people, basically gossip. Just a big time gossip. So anytime I'm gossiping, I can gain a Pantheon die.
So, do you have Oracle?
I do. I have 2 in Oracle.
Because
Yes.
Oracle has a subdivision of Read Minds,
Ooh.
so you might be able to kind of like read their mind to figure out what they would. Or do you have puppetry?
No
No,
puppetry.
manipulation is no. That's not the right thing.
I have no puppetry, and I will never use puppetry because that is the sign of a poor trickster.
Yes. Yeah, the whole point is get your targets to do this to themselves.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's basically what I set up. Now we just need to figure out how to make it happen.
Yes.
So,
Soul?
what about Beckon? What's in Beckon again? That one sounds...
Beckon is summoning.
Yeah. And let's see, Aegis. Let's see, protection or shielding, and Oracle.
Building or pushing away your dominion.
Yeah. And see, this is a lovely example of looking things up because I'm still learning. We're all still learning, but as the GM, I'm supposed to know it better, but Happily, I have experienced players who are kind and lovely and supportive and will help me look things up. Okay,
So if you're looking for a manifestation, by my reading of it, I would say you're probably looking at, Oracle Read Minds or Soul Redefine.
That's what I was gonna look at. Was what does
Okay.
redefine do?
Soul redefine
It
allows.
changes the fundamental truth about your dominion or target associated with your dominion.
Yeah, you fundamentally rewrite how the target's soul projects into the world, altering perception and interaction. Doesn't necessarily have to change a physical aspect, but rather the person's soul and therefore changing something that someone else could perceive about them. So you could. Oh, the example for a crossover god. A goddess of chaos hands someone a rock and says, "True order comes from throwing this through that store window." I thought you might enjoy that.
So I'm wondering if this would be, you could do something along the lines of try and convince them that what you want is the way to get what they want.
Yes, that it would be much more sensible and tidy and elderly, orderly.
Okay, so I am going to try and do reorder or redefine, and I'm going to set down the glass that I've been drying for the last hour. And I'm going to pour, since it's morning time, a nice light drink with just a little bit of alcohol in it. I'm going to hand it to her. I'm going to say something along the lines, if you don't take chances, you never grow.
Okay, then if you will please give me a soul plus discipline roll.
Okay, and do either of you mind if I use one of our 3 Pantheon dice to change the discipline to a different thing? I will earn us more Pantheon dice, I promise.
Well, okay, make a case for what you want to use instead.
I want to use deception because this is a deceptionary action, because I know for a fact that I am not likely to improve their business anymore. It's going to be the other way around. So I am deceiving what I'm putting into the whole thing. It is a deception. And the reason I'm asking for deception is because my divinely skilled truth is deception. So that's always 5 or always something. I can't remember. What does divinely skilled mean again?
That means, let's see, I should. That sounds about right. The 5, but let me. I am so sorry that I don't have all of these things memorized yet.
No one's expecting you to have swallowed the core rulebook.
Yeah.
What? Well,
right.
I tried, but it gives me such heartburn.
I found it. It's on
okay.
page
Thank you.
120 on the PDF.
Okay.
The player chooses one skill specialty the god absolutely cannot fail at when using. This could be god of racers who chose athletics, etc. The god receives a +1 bonus like other specialties, and when using this skill specialty in a combo, any failure or critical failure is treated as if the player gained 1 success instead.
Excellent.
Oh, wow. So I have success on the very bottom and then success on the very top of the roll with that. Okay. See, that's what I want.
Okay. Well, that is indeed a good truth. And okay, so that will be absolutely cannot fail. That is fine. Okay, so if used during battle, warrior with divine skill never misses, even dealing 1 damage on a failure. Okay, so That is deception. I'm just making a note here. Okay. So then that will be soul and deception then, please.
3 successes.
Hot damn. Okay, well, the person sort of relaxes a little bit because you've been so kind, and you kind of get the sense that
Sorry, Molly. Because this is a manifestation,
yeah,
I believe that Shard has to spend those successes on how
Okay.
the manifestation comes to be.
Okay.
okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you for catching me.
How does that work?
So this is page 144.
Yes.
Or starting
Yes.
on page 144. You have to spend those successes on things like area affected, damage, duration, magnitude, modifier, targets, triggers, and range. So,
Yes. Okay. Thank
So
you for.
stealth is one target, so that's 0 successes needed for that.
And we don't. Range is.
I mean, area affected is,
Yeah.
I mean, they're standing in front of you.
Yeah.
You're not looking to do any damage.
Yeah. And.
I guess duration is probably...
Yeah, duration and possibly a trigger. Like when this minion returns to Topaz and tries to convince her of the New Deal, that they're adamant, maybe? Because they are simply they're simply the personal assistant, slash booking person, not like Topaz's boss.
Honestly, that's the best kind of person to work with. You don't want to mess with the actual people or the bosses. You mess with the people that they have doing the work. I
Here
think
we go. Sorry to interrupt. It's just
Oh,
I'm reading
no.
this as a thing. I was just a bit about magnitude.
I was looking at that too.
Yeah, the measure determines how much of the target of the effect changes. If other measures don't fit, magnitude is primarily used for narrative effects, not necessarily to grant bonuses or deal damage.
Okay, that sounds better than trigger, definitely, because I was thinking the unique affects a specific person item when Adrian enters the room, for instance. But I like magnitude better because, like you said, it's not a combat thing. Do you have a preference, Shard?
I don't think I need to set a duration on it because this is an agreement being
Yeah.
made right now. So I'm going to put all 3 into magnitude because
Yeah.
a minor change means having a balanced. Neither of us pays each other for this. You're spending your time and I'm spending my time and giving you the space. It's a
It's a moderate change from what that you're asking for a moderate change from what they would be asking. So I guess it's up to Molly to determine then what kind of moderate change is. Although you could work it out, obviously, this does seem like a very a very cooperative system in terms of defining effects.
Yes. I was thinking that a moderate effect would be, a strong effect would be like, oh, well, sure, we'll certainly give you all of the, we'll pay you for well over this opportunity and give you, and give you all of the product for sale, and you don't have to pay us for it when you sell it. It's all yours. I'm thinking, at this point, the PA will say, "Well, okay, I guess I guess we could probably do it just for a cut of the sales on the day, and a cut of provide the product at no upfront cost to you, and then a cut of the sales after that as well."
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
Okay. Well, sorry.
The drink's on the house, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And what type of drink is it? Is it coffee or is it booze?
It's probably coffee with a little bit of Irish cream in it.
Ooh, excellent.
And it's got like a really fancy cream design on top that looks like a pair of dice, which is completely improbable to try and do in that.
Yes. Excellent use. Okay, so since the cream is obvious, I am not going to roll to see whether they are lactose intolerant, because that just occurred to me. But all right, so that is they shake your hand and say, "Excellent. Then we have a deal. I will get back with report back to Topaz and let you know when she is available, and make sure that we can come to a mutually satisfactory date."
Our hours are pretty loose, so you just let me know the time, and we'll make sure that there's someone here.
Okay. Do you have a business card or anything?
Probably. Give me a second. I turn around and open a drawer. And I am going to...
Oh.
This is me obfuscating what I'm doing because I don't want to just pull it out of thin air in front of her. I'm going to... Okay, I gotta look at what Beckon actually is and try and summon some really pretty flowery business card with the number and stuff, because I don't know where I put the box of business cards I actually ordered.
Wow.
What?
This is beautiful.
Yeah, and also very relatable. I know I have business cards somewhere, but okay. So, all right. The PA basically pulls out their own business card and hands it to you and says, just if I will give you this, and maybe you could just write your contact details on the back, and on the back of another one, and I'll take that. Turns out that their name is oh gosh, I didn't make a name for this person.
Nani for anonymous.
We've already got that. Let's see. Horatio. I'm an Imslow.
Horatio what?
I'm an Imslow.
Interesting. All right, I turn it over. I write my name, the shop name, my phone number, the address. I fill it out at the back portion as if it is my own business card, and it's all in very flowery writing and looks pretty.
What color ink is it?
It's one of those ink pens that has rainbow color shifting, like.
Awesome. Okay.
So it's colorful and metallic.
Okay. Fabulous. And so Horatio takes your handwritten card, and Arneonim. I will use that one next, Fish. So takes your card, says thank you very much, and toodles off out through the door and disappears. Not literally, just basically walks off into the distance, and you lose sight of them. Mm-hmm. And anything that concludes your personal introductory arc, unless you have anything else you wish to do.
You know, Han, at some point, I'm going to need to get a calendar to write things down on because I'm going to completely forget about that until they call me.
Yes, a calendar is highly recommended, but I suspect that you will just lose it at some point. So you'll have
Possibly.
7 million different calendars scattered here and there. And because, it's not like I speak from experience of doing that. Okay, so...
You mind watching the shop? Because I'm going to go see a friend for a little bit.
Sure, that's fine. See you later, hun. And...
Is your wife more experienced or practically experienced in dealing with with this level of your forgetfulness, or is it long suffering?
It's a combination of both.
Yes, fond exasperation is kind of how I tend to think of it, at least. Like, yeah, sure, that figures. Okay, whatever, honey. Yes.
Especially since my business succeeds regardless of how bad I am at being a business owner.
Which is a nice trick if you can pull it off, definitely.
But is there something more sinister going on behind the scenes? Dun 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 dun.
Yes.
I do not launder money. That's someone else in the pantheon.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Does Artemis launder money through our shops?
I don't know. Does she?
Antiques are a good way to launder money.
Indeed. So, would Artemis like to have her little arc next, or would Sandy? I'm sorry, I'm not balancing this nicely, but
I'll let Artemis go.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Sage? Okay. So, you are at, let's see, where did I write that down? You're at your warehouse, which is also the temple of your crime syndicate. What are you...
The temple and the warehouse are two different places.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, right, okay. I keep getting those mixed up for some reason. Okay, the warehouse then. I apologize. It's... I screwed up even...
It's Saturday morning. It's all good.
No, it's bad, and I should be ashamed of myself.
No. This is the first time you're running a game as well, so...
Okay, well, everything is fine. So we're at the warehouse then, and what are you doing there? Are you just checking out the progress on your latest plans, or catching up with your minions, or just hanging out and enjoying your ill-gotten loot? What?
Yeah, I guess looking at ill-gotten loot.
Always a good choice. I do appreciate that. So, as you are looking through your latest gains, which, let's see. Have you misdirected, for instance, some spice shipments, or or call back to spice traders on this channel previously, or you're doing your thing, and then one of your minions comes up and says, boss, got a guy here, wants to talk to you. Shall I let him in?
Fine.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll make sure he isn't armed and everything, and we'll get a couple of the other burly lads to bring him in. So goes away, and a few minutes later, you have two just absolutely ripped guys bringing in this kind of short, kind of balding, vaguely dweebish-looking guy wearing a really pathetic example of stereotypical wizard robes, like purple with stars on them, sort of thing. If you've read Discworld, he's basically one step away from Rincewind wearing the hat that says wizard on top.
Oh, jeez.
I have not read Discworld.
Okay, that is just a not a very intimidating person, at least, and he, like I said, somewhat short, somewhat balding, maybe 40 or so. Hello. What is your preferred title, by the way? When people, do you prefer Ms. Finch, Mistress, godparent, godly, or to people who don't know that you're a god, especially, but just know of you as a crime syndicate.
Just Finch.
Okay. So sorry to bother you, Finch. Just run into a little bit of a problem. I was hoping that you might be able to help me out. Word on the street, at least, is that you have ways of making problems go away.
Well, let's start off by you telling me your name.
Oh, yes. How silly of me. So sorry. I am Bartholomew Onions, and you've probably heard of me. I am a premier astrologer, you see, in the city, serving all of those who wish to know their future ahead of time for maximum profit and satisfaction in their daily lives.
So you swindle people.
Oh, who have you been talking to? There have been a few people who have claimed that, and that brings me to why I'm here today. Some people have been unhappy with the failure of reality to match my projections, and they have been threatening to lodge complaints with the police. I was hoping that you might be able to do something about this to resolve this difficulty, so that I might continue in my occupation, my calling, as it were, without undue stress and harassment from such unfair targeting of the minority that can see the future. Yeah.
Well, I may be a crook, but I strongly believe in honesty, so if you're going to hire me to be involved in dishonest deeds, then what will I get in return?
Oh, well, free tarot readings at your demand. Okay. I mean, I don't make a tremendous amount of money, of course, but what sort of recompense do you have in
if I make these issues go away, then you have to leave town.
Oh. Well, okay, let's see. I'm trying to decide if you would please give me a roll for influence and might, I guess. So you have a 3 in influence and 1 in might.
What am I? What die again?
A D10, so that will be 4 D10. And
7, 8, 9s are 1 success. 10 is 2 success.
yes,
1 is critical failure.
if you get no successes.
If you get no success.
Yes.
7, 1, 6, 6.
Okay, so you got 1 success, and that is sufficient for Bartholomew to agree, but he's not overwhelmed. So if I were to relocate, which I suppose is doable, could you perhaps offer some assistance in moving fees and advertising in the new location? What? Why are you?
I'm just a viewer being upset at a character.
Okay.
You're fine. It's great.
Okay, I just saw you gesturing like, what the fuck? And I was like, what? What did I do? Oh no. Okay.
No,
Yes.
I'm responding emotionally to the character that you were portraying.
Okay.
You've created a wonderful weasel here.
Wonderful Weasel. Also my nickname in high school. Okay. So, if you could see your way clear, perhaps to provide a bit of assistance, in the relocation.
We'll see how we get on.
Okay. Well, I suppose that's fair. So what do you want to know about the people who are causing all of these just completely unreasonable and unfounded accusations?
Well, let's start with their names.
Okay, and he gives you a list, or it pulls out a little notepad. It's like maybe 4 inches high, and he has a little golf type pencil, a little tiny stub of a pencil, and writes in a very cramped hand, like 3 or 4 names. I'm not going to give them to you because I didn't prep them. I will make a note for that later. 3 to 4 names of accusers. However, when he tears out this page, it is perforated, and he folds the paper back and forth very, very carefully each time, just to make sure that it tears out on the perforations. You notice that at least one of the names is that of a city councilor. The others are, either not known to you personally by name, or are general small business owners. So, okay, and do you? So, does the fact that one of them is a city councilor change? Are you going to raise the price or or anything at all like that, or just basically nod and go, Okay, I will see that it's done. Or
I think I'll take special interest in the counselor because this uh, uh, the I don't. That might be a political thing that I could get into. So
okay, and let's see. Do you want to? Actually, Bartholomew will say, "Of course, I can't really tell you, what anyone consulted me about. Astrologer client privilege, you see, but I assure you that the information was as accurate as is astrologically possible, and that any dissatisfaction on their part is, just caveat emptor, really. So I guess there's really. Are you sure that I can't just stay in the city afterward? I could be very useful. I mean, in future endeavors, making sure that the dates are auspicious for your heists, or what. I'm sorry, your business endeavors.
well, it depends on whether or not you are an honest fortune teller. Because I will not have people being swindled in this part of this in this city if these claims are actually accurate.
Oh, I assure you, the charges against me are entirely fabricated, and you refrain from saying, as I'm sure your predictions are as well, or at least that is what I would be doing if I were your character. And so honestly, I do not have a whole hell of a lot more for Bartholomew at this point. He will leave you the contact details as well for his accusers, and bow his way out, assuming or reiterating that he would really, really like to stay in the city, if at all possible. I'm sure that you will be thoroughly pleased with his performance. And once again, tea leaves, if you're not into tarot. Tea leaves, throwing sticks, basically, he also has a sideline in phonology. So any sort of divination that you like, he can set you up. So thanks again. Bye. Okay. Sorry, that was a little.
Phrenologist. Ah.
Hey, it has numbers. It must be scientific.
Does he carry a pair of calipers with him?
Oh no!
He keeps those at his shop. Actually, he doesn't actually carry them with him, because
this game is taking place 2020-ish, right? Like 2022.
general mod. Yeah, there's no specific year tied down, but just say
present day
ish. Yeah. I mean, why not?
Do people still do phrenology?
There are almost certainly people who will still claim that
Yes.
phrenology has its validity, but
Oh god.
Yeah, unfortunately so. But
there's someone for every type of disputed and failed divination practice.
exactly. Yes. So we only have one of those things. Yes, the salon for making business connections, the chess club, which is located at point G, I believe. I apologize for the numbers being all screwy on the axes, converting from a PDF to an image and back to a PDF.
Yeah.
Did weirdness with the numbers. So, okay. Is it okay if we take a quick break? I know this is probably going to be a
Sure.
short stream. But yeah, so just so that people can get up, stretch their legs, I need to get more coffee.
Sounds good.
And then we will return to Sandy's little vignette and introduce, hopefully wrap up on a high note. Fingers crossed, at least. Okay, so
Sure. How long-ish?
I'm thinking 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
Okay, if that's all right with everyone. So we're going to take a short break. So please get up, have a stretch, refill your drinks, additional coffee if you need it. If you like what we do, you can support Hint Plays by following us and donating. You can type !donate into the chat for the link. You don't have to give anything, of course, but we really appreciate it if you do. And if you have any questions about the game, pop them in chat, and we'll do our best to answer them. I may stammer a lot and have to look things up, but I'll get there in the end, or one of my admirable players will beat me to it. And so thank you very much, and we will see you in a few minutes if I can find where OBS is. There we go. Okay, and see you in a few. and welcome back, everybody. I hope that you have all had a chance to get up, refresh your drinks, take any meds that you need to do. Have I taken my meds? Yes, I have. Most of them. I still have one that I need to take. I will do that later. And that you are now refreshed and ready for Sandy's little character arc thing. I will just told my players, but I should also probably mention that I'm having a little bit of an ocular migraine right now, so there's no pain, but it's making my vision obscured. So if I'm slightly more scattered than usual, please bear with me. I just can't see clearly. So anyway, we are now moving on. Yes, the clocks go back in the UK tonight. I think
that will be particularly relevant for Hint tomorrow.
Yes.
With the Alien game.
which will be still at 6:30 GMT now.
Yes.
But that will, for US players and audience, that will be an
I think it's an hour earlier or an hour later. I can't remember which one.
they're falling back, so it would be an hour earlier than for us.
Or like a week.
Yeah.
It's a week because yours changes on the 6th of November. I believe.
Okay, good. I couldn't remember if it was 1 week or 2 weeks for us, but looking forward to that. So we do strongly encourage you to pop in if you can for the Sunday stream, which will be led by the Admirable Druttercup, who is way more organized and experienced than I am and knows her stuff so much. So, yay. And on that note, moving on. Oh, hi, Beck.
Hey, Beck.
Moving on to Sandy, who is at the Steam Clock.
Yeah.
And are you just sort of hanging out there, or?
So this is somewhere I go on a regular basis because it's both part of my domain, and it provides it's kind of like my usual thinking spot where I go when I'm looking for either artistic inspiration or just to like watch the rest of the city go by. Kind of in my head, like it was erected in like the early days of the town, part sculpture, part working timepiece, as you know, a local inventor or something like that, who was doing it for the city, and it worked well for about 10, maybe 15 years, and then it got too expensive to run, and to divert steam, and steam power basically went out the window, and so it was left to founder, and has now just become a bit of a talking point, and the rest of the city kind of like grew up around it. So I come to people watch as well.
Excellent. And so I imagine that there are shops and like bookstores and little cafes and things like that, probably surrounding it.
I guess the like the city made a bit of an effort about 5 years ago to kind of like re-beautify the place, and they put a little bit of a like a bit of grass around it and some benches, and then made the steps down to the shops a little bit nicer, but there's still like a busy road that goes past half of it.
Okay, so like a mini park and in a walkable business district, which would make sense because your shop and Adriana's shop are very close. Yeah. Okay, and so the shops are actually kind of relevant because as you are people watching, you remember, which should have occurred to you before as God of Timekeeping, that your partner Piotr's birthday is coming up very soon, and so you need to decide what you're going to do, what sort of present you're going to make or do, or buy for him. And you don't have, well, do you have any ideas at this
Well,
point?
We've been together for about 2 years now. He's a local. He is a city councillor, councilman, and hang on. Oh, I'm gonna have to just quickly look up this. Anyone remember what second anniversary is?
Good heavens, no.
Oh no, because it's not really second anniversary. It's birthday. You said, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know that he's been. So he's a good chef, or he likes to cook. And I think what I want to look for him is a decent chef's knife. Like he's got several knives knives already, but looking for another one for the kitchen sort of thing. Yeah.
And a nice chef's knife is always welcome.
Yeah.
Definitely. Excellent.
Backup of a backup sort of thing.
Yeah. And maybe one with a distinct handle or.
Yeah, and I'll probably get it engraved as well.
Oh, that's rather sweet. Okay, so as it happens, there is a cookery shop or a cooking supply store nearby. If you'd like to investigate that, or of course you can order online, but sometimes it's nicer to.
Well, I want to see. I want to see what folks here have got. Because because it's still probably a bit early for actually having a custom one made or anything like that. So
yes.
I head over to the shop to investigate their wares.
All right. So it's a small sort of, just a street level shop, not particularly huge, but does go far back into the building. And when you open the door and the little bell rings, a middle-aged person with gray hair and sort of, or graying hair rather, in a top knot, greets you and welcomes you into the stores. So welcome to Cooking for All. May I help you with anything?
I was wondering if I might have a look at your selection of knives. Chef's knives. I'm looking for a present for my partner.
Yes, of course.
I quickly reassure him because Sandy is all of 25. His style is best described as eclectic. It's almost like he's just gone to the local thrift or vintage shop and thrown on anything that fits. So he is probably wearing like a long sleeve T-shirt with a waistcoat that is very mismatched in style.
Okay.
And probably slacks that have seen better days. And trainers.
Okay.
His hair is, think wannabe anime, in that he wants to have kind of like a spiky, that short spiky haircut that flops in the front, but his hair doesn't quite do that. It's slightly a bit too curly for that. So it's just a bit of a mess, even though it's short and spiky.
Oh. Okay.
He doesn't really care. He thinks it looks decent.
You've just fed me with so many things to just insult you accidentally with, which is great.
Oh.
So, him having walked into what is probably a professional cookware or like a semi-professional cookware shop.
Yeah, fairly snooty.
Asking for knives, he's probably giving us the wrong impression, which is why he very quickly assures them. Not that he really cares, but he does actually want to make sure that he gets a present.
Yes. Yeah, and if nothing else, dressed like that, a shop assistant might assume that you're not able to afford a chef's knife.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people...
Classism at its best.
Yes. Well, honestly,
Yeah.
I have encountered classism, ageism, depending on which store I go into. Especially if I'm with my mom, for instance. That they will either ignore me or ignore her. It's wild, but
Classism and ageism go really well hand in hand.
yeah, nice little
I
toxic.
say that not
yeah.
with respect.
Yes. I agree. Yeah, they're complementary flavors of deadly nightshade.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is fair. Okay. Well, the shop assistant basically says, "Oh, well, that's lovely then. Yes, we do have a lovely selection of chef's knives. My name is Letitia Winkins, by the way, although you can call me Lettuce. It's a bit of a joke, you see, since working in a food environment, and then, yes, of course. Anyway, so yes, are you sure you want a chef's knife though? Because, I mean, they're really so old-fashioned.
No, it's for my partner. As I said, it's his birthday, and I wanted to get him something special. Like he cooks a lot.
Oh well, I'm sure that a food processor then, or perhaps a mandolin, it will let you slice much more quickly and very thinly, and they're actually much more affordable.
He's got both of those.
All right. All right. Well,
Actually, hang on. No, let me rephrase that. He's got a food processor. What's a mandolin? Anna knows. I'm going to say that Sandy doesn't.
okay. Yes, I imagine Sandy is probably like, okay, that's. I thought that was an instrument.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yes. So her whole face lights up and escorts you over to the mandolin section. Then pulls one out. It's basically a flat board with little guides on the side and a sharp blade perpendicular to the sides, and a little thingy. And they're just ever so clever, and they're very lightweight, affordable, compact, space-saving, and you can and you take the little thing and you go and
Can I gauge at this point, having had a few minutes interaction with her, can I gauge what her opinion is? Yeah.
Certainly. Please give me an empathy and intuition
Okay.
roll.
So that's 4 dice.
I like that.
That's lucky. 2 successes. The
Okay.
other 2 dice were both ones.
Oh, okay. Yes. So 2 successes. You sense that she is very friendly, a little scatterbrained, a little snooty. But every time you mention knives, she gets a little bit tense. Her anxiety sort of spikes. It doesn't seem to be anything to do with you specifically. It's more that the concept of knives is a little bit stressful for her.
Right. Okay.
And
Well, I let her go through her spiel and show me, but it's very clear. Like, and I pick one up, I turn it around, and then I kind of like put it back down and look her in the eye. It's like, these are nice, and I'm really glad that you showed me this, and I think it'd be interesting. But I'm fairly sure he's got one of these in the cupboard somewhere. Also, I was hoping to get it engraved, and I don't really see how I could do that. I could do that on here, but if you please, I really good idea. But I think I would like to see the actual knives now, please.
Are you sure? If you want something engraved, I could certainly suggest commemorative glassware. I mean, there's that.
No. I think like I've kind of got my heart set on the knife. Can I? I'm going to ask for a roll here.
Okay.
Can I get an influence? And say either influence and empathy or either influence and empathy or influence and perception. Using my specialty, to try and convince her that like it is okay to show me the knives.
Okay. Sure. Yes. How about let's see, influence and perception. Is that okay?
Yeah. I should have used one. No. On the previous roll, I should have realised that my scope out blessing would have helped. But never mind.
Okay.
So that's influence is 2, perception is 2, and you get bonus die from your specialty. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. No successes.
Oh. Okay.
Not a failure, but no successes.
Okay.
Wow, that was a bad roll. Hang on. Can I do something about this?
Use magic.
Hang
Let's see. Re-rolling. Did I put that in my notes? You can. Let's see. I did not put anything in my notes about re-rolling.
No, it
or
may not be
trying
under,
trying something.
Do you have a blessing that allows for it by using a Pantheon die?
I'm just trying to work. I'm just trying to see.
Also, can't you just walk over to the knives and find them yourself, despite her?
Well,
I'm guessing that this is the kind of shop where the knives are like behind a counter or something like that.
They're up on displayed on the wall behind a glass or locked glass or plexiglass, heavy duty plexiglass pane. I mean, you can go look at them, but you can't handle them.
Yeah. Okay. We'll keep the no successes. And okay, so what does how does she respond, or how do they respond? Sorry, to
It is
my
a she.
failed persuasion roll.
Okay. Well, I just really think that knives for a birthday present for someone that is part of your intimate circle. I mean, it's a very edgy sort of thing. I mean, the symbolism is not good. You see, I really think that you ought to consider.
No, please. I want to get him a knife. He deserves a good knife. I want a knife for this, and my voice, and I'm starting to raise my voice.
Oh, okay.
And I'm getting. like flustered, and I'm getting
Oh, I'm-
getting annoyed that she will not show me what I have asked for here.
Okay. Would you give me an empathy and intuition roll, please?
Sure. Empathy and intuition. 2, 4, that is 2 successes.
Okay. You sense that she's actually not just nervous about knives, but a little bit terrified, actually, that she doesn't even want to look in that direction by the wall, in the wall where the knives are. And that every time you mention knife, she sort of almost jumps just a little bit.
What is
And-
going on?
Oh,
And-
this is
Mm.
okay. Which way do I want to go with this? Look, lettuce, and there's both distaste on my face in using that as a nickname, and also the amount of like a certain degree of venom
Okay.
that I infuse the word with. What's it going to do? What is it going to take for you to show me the knife? I have come in here as a customer in all good faith, and I want to. Are there any other customers, and are there any other staff in here at this time?
No,
Or are
it's
we
just
the only 2 people here?
you're the only 2 people
Okay,
here.
cool. All right, that's fine.
Okay.
What's it going to take? I have asked for this. I've come in here in good faith, and I just want to be shown what the knife that I'm looking for a really nice present.
You don't want our knives, though.
Are they not good quality? Are they not? Is this not? Look,
They're haunted, okay? I just... And she just basically wraps her arms around herself and turns her back on you. And just like, I just can't believe it. I'm just trying to protect you.
at which point, like, the look on Tony's face. Haunted?
Yes, they make you drop them, and then they cut off people's toes, and if they don't do that, then they just are very rude and nasty, and they will damage your shoes and your floor, and it's just they just leap out of your hand. You don't want one of our knives, please. I think, a food processor, a mandolin, a mortar and pestle, anything like that. I mean, yes, much better.
Has this happened to you recently? Yeah.
Oh, it's not just me, no. I mean, I hear from customers all the time. I mean, this person came, was cooking, and he came back and he had to return the knife because he'd only had about 3 bottles of wine, and then the knife just leapt out of his hand when he was cooking. And I mean, they have to be haunted. There's something defective. I don't know what's going on at the factory there, but it's just bad. You don't want it.
Is this every knife?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's happened before. I mean, is this the gentleman who had the wine in the bottle and the knife as accident? He's tried with several of our knives, and it keeps happening. I mean,
Is this the same person? No?
Yes. I mean, but he keeps coming back because he's such a loyal customer. But it's just like every knife he's tried. I mean, everything from a paring knife to
Okay. Has anybody else reported issues?
Well, no, because I haven't let anyone else buy them. No, that's just... I mean, I feel it's my civic duty as a good citizen to protect people from this.
Oh, the pain on Chrono's face.
Randy turns, takes a few steps towards the door,
Yes.
turns back. How badly off is she looking?
Oh, she's pretty freaked out. I mean, she is not. I mean, she is not trying to get one over on you. She's definitely like desperate. Like, please, I will sell you anything else, but not a knife. No, because it's for your own good. If you love the person you're buying this for, do not buy a knife. Anything else? Refrigerator magnets. I mean, would you like a mixing bowl? A good spatula?
Promise that you're not going to be drinking 3 bottles of wine while using knives.
No, you see, the wine was just incidental. It's all fine.
I don't think the wine is incidental here. However,
God.
look. And I kind of like take a step closer and lean into it. Between you and me,
Yes.
I can check.
You can check.
I can tell you definitively whether these knives are haunted.
Charlatan.
And I tap my forehead and like, see, I've got the sight.
You do.
Actually, no. Before I say that,
So,
can I gauge whether she's the sort of person who is, given that she believes it's haunting, is she the sort of person who is going to be lulled by, who could be taken in by this?
Okay. Yes, that would be empathy and
Intuition again, I guess.
Yeah, that's my thinking.
Or empathy and perception? No, intuition is probably right here.
Yeah.
Actually, will my scope out work for this?
Ooh.
Let's see, what page is that? Scope out 58. Page 58.
Yes.
59, so no. Scope out. Deep sense of themselves and where they are in the world. Gain the +1 bonus to any roll to assess a situation or get the read of a room. So, yeah. So. When it says
Okay.
+1 bonus, that means bonus dice, doesn't it?
Yes. At least that's how I'm reading it.
Yeah. And it's 7 or higher or 6 or higher?
7 or higher.
Okay, so that's 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, she would totally believe it.
Okay.
Yes. And in fact, her mouth is hanging open and her eyes are wide. You can?
I can.
Okay, well,
And I make a point of like looking around in the most conspicuous manner to make sure that like nobody else is watching.
okay, so can you do anything about it? I mean, can you exercise the knives? I mean, 'cause they're really a good seller normally, and we're losing a lot of money because of this whole haunting thing.
Okay, let's. You know what? Let's see what we can do. And
Okay.
do I actually want to do any? Do I actually want to use any real power here?
That depends. Do you want to terrify this woman and make her truly believe that the place is haunted? Let alone the knives?
No, because it's like I'm wondering whether or not there is actually something here, and it goes a bit beyond her story. Let me just check what Oracle does.
I was going to say Oracle to read her mind and get memories of what has actually transpired between her conversations with the guy.
I'm not sure if I actually want to go that deep.
Her mind does seem like a scary place.
I have no
Oracle
comment.
Area sense. Read minds. Problem is, it's not technically to do with my Dominion.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I have to work out how I can turn my Dominion to it.
Well, it works especially well. You could see whether there's any influence on the time, the flow of time around the knives, perhaps, or let's see where are you? You have soul, call spirit. If you wanted to fake her out, you could use soul to do figments, to create an illusion.
If you knew when this person was going to show up, like if they had already showed up today or if they were going to show up soon, you could do something time-wise related to that, and or create figments around him and be like, oh, it's him that's haunted, and turn it away.
It's a little too much for what's effectively a random encounter. So all I'm going to do is, if I properly worked out what my watch could do, I would. I'll do that. Okay, so what I do is I go over to where the knives are, and I pull out my relic. I haven't really defined what this does yet, but it's mostly for show at this point. I make a point of very, very pointedly flipping it open in front of me. Actually, can't see. There we go. Camera can now see what I'm doing. And I kind of hold it out, make a few gestures in front of the knife display. Yeah. Mutter a few words that sound like Latin. In front of it, and make it look as if I'm checking the watch and using it for residual effect. And then I snap it shut and go finitum. And then turn back to her. Well, if there is anything here, I can safely say that it has been cleansed. Anything that happens from this point forward is to do with the way the person who purchased this has used them.
And how much
I can assure you that. You have my guarantee. Do you want a deception roll for this?
No,
Given that she said that she is actually going to be amenable to this sort of thing. Yeah.
I think I think that she has already bought into the idea that you can cleanse the knives, and so just a look of great relief and peace comes over her face. Like, oh, that's such wonderful news. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you so much. I mean, honestly, I cannot explain how big of a massive, immense a relief that is. I mean, as I was saying, knives are actually one of our best sellers around here, and I was thinking about having to close up shop if we couldn't stay afloat anymore. So
I'm just glad that I could have helped you.
Okay.
These influences are all around us. It makes sense that
Yes.
those of us who can are able to help out. I reach into my waistcoat pocket and pull out a business card.
Okay.
It's a bit like scuffed on the edges from having been in my pocket like that, and but it is like where my workshop is, and hand it over to anything.
Fantastic.
Anything crops up again, do let me know.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much. I'll be happy to show you the knives now, and please accept a discount for all of your
Oh,
assistance.
thank you.
I think at cost, is that okay? That would be about a
That's fine. Anything.
about a
As I say,
40% discount.
I just want a good knife, and I need to get it engraved. Is that something you can do, or do I need to take that elsewhere?
Oh, no. Well, thanks to you, of course. Now we can, certainly. And our engraver comes by every Wednesday. Here, let me show you. And she takes you over, unlocks the panel, shows you all of the lovely chef's knives.
Sure.
And
I pick one which is in my price range, which isn't like too high. I only have wealth 2.
okay.
And then write down what I want, what I want to say. It's also weird but my handwriting is in I write in cursive, which is very anachronistic for somebody of my age and style. But it is like perfectly flowing cursive, and that's what I want engraved. I'll be back next week.
Excellent. Thank you. And she gives you a price for the whole thing, including the discount, which would work out to be about 1 wealth, I think. I have not.
Is that's basically a temporary drain on my wealth? Is it?
Yes, and that comes. Let's see, wealth and free time update at the end of a session.
Okay.
And so you'll be getting that back
At the
at the end.
next session. Or...
Yes.
Okay.
See, I actually made notes about that.
Uh-huh.
And so that is, you then are given a lovely handwritten receipt and with the note about your discount and everything, and when it will be available. And you are now free to go about your business.
I just want to check one thing.
So the map is more important than I thought it was in terms of locations for things.
Yes.
So we get manifestation bonuses for being in our territories, and that's based on for each attachment that is in a place, you get +1 in the squares around it.
Oh, right.
In the 4,
Okay,
yeah. I've been not good about that.
That's fine.
But yes, it goes 4 in each direction.
Yeah, so me doing my manifestation in my own place of business would have had 4s in each of the squares, so that would have been a massive manifestation
Oh,
boost.
God, yeah.
Plus, oh wow.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I end the scene basically thanking Letitia, walking out. But as I leave the shop, I'm just shaking my head and taking a few deep breaths. Kind of retrospectively, because I didn't pull it up at the time. Can I say that my "I can't even" curse kicked in when I blew my top? Because
That is fine.
Pantheon dice when something stressful causes a character to lash out at everyone around them. This either takes them out of the situation or creates unwanted tension, and it did create a sense of tension.
Yes.
I would say, yeah.
I would concur. So yes, I'm adding a Pantheon die.
Hooray.
And so that is 4 at my count. Since Or
because I think
3, okay.
Shard used one.
I didn't
Shard
end
did
up
use.
using one.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think so. I thought you
Yeah,
mentioned
I
it,
asked,
but
and nobody wanted me to, so I didn't.
Ah, right. Okay.
Oh.
So I forgot
Oh.
we all have to agree, but we get one more. So hooray!
yes, yay!
Curiously, though, because of how we get Pantheon dice at the beginning of the session, do we maintain the pool through sessions, or is it back to how we start at the beginning of each session?
It does not specify, honestly, that I have noticed or that I've written down.
Maybe this is something we can check off stream.
Yeah, I will check that. I will check into that later. And so after all of your little mini adventures, it is. Let's see. You agree to meet together at a cafe location that is not a stronghold, but is conveniently located for everyone. And that would be, let's see, at let's say 1, 2, 3, at point 3-4. So that would be just south of the clock,
Okay.
and just north of Artemis's warehouse, and just a bit down from Adriana's place. This is your regularly scheduled Pantheon check-in. The people at the cafe know you. You have your usual corner booth and table with both booth seating and chairs, and they basically know you all on site because you're in here fairly regularly. And
Is our Pantheon the bean juice Pantheon?
No, we need a better name than that.
yes, yeah, I am open to names for your Pantheon, though, if you have any suggestions.
Mine got shot down immediately.
Oh, hey, it's
I'll
not
have a think.
okay. Yeah, it's not my call, but it has to be something that all of you are comfortable with.
Also, Sam's not here, so
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. And Sam will be joining you next session.
we can
but-
workshop this up in chat.
Yes. But I am going to introduce just a little bit of what will happen next. But who shows up at the cafe first?
Me, because regardless of me having a lack of sense of time when it comes to actual meetings, I am always punctual.
Yes, I arrive exactly on time.
Oh, do we open the door for each other?
Probably.
Oh, no, you first. No, I insist you. Yeah.
Oh, in
Excellent.
terms of
How old is Adriana?
Adriana is 37.
Okay. In which case, I will push the door open and let you go in.
Oh,
How
Okay.
sweet.
yes.
Adriana
Okay.
is wearing a bomber jacket that matches really well with her cargo pants, even though cargo pants are, really 20 years out of style, and a black tank top underneath.
Adriana seems practical, if nothing else.
And comfortable. Okay, and what about Artemis?
Artemis is 25.
Excellent. And does she come to the coffee shop alone, or does she have her chauffeur drive her, bodyguards standing outside the door looking inconspicuous, or by herself?
They'll probably be they'll arrive alone and probably a little bit late.
Excellent. Person after my own heart. A little bit late. I tried. I left in time, but whoops, time got away from me. So you sit down together and share whatever news, personal or God related, that you might have, while drinking your beverages of choice.
Apparently, I'm going to be having a superstar in my shop in the next couple of weeks. I think I might throw an after party. You're both invited.
Okay.
Superstar?
Some sort of YouTube big shot does into gaming.
How many subscribers do they have?
I didn't look at that part. I give you her name though.
Maybe. If I can, if I'm free that evening, maybe. As he knocks back. Oh God, he's gonna have a terrible soda habit, isn't he? It's Mountain Dew. There we
Oh
go.
no.
Didn't your mother ever tell you that all that sugar is bad for your teeth? It's no wonder you dress like that. Curse.
Oh my God.
What's wrong with your dress? You do this every time.
You make it too easy, dear.
Okay.
Look,
One Pantheon die. Adding a Pantheon die.
I just take another swig of soda. But some things are timeless.
One of these times, you will let me take you shopping properly.
No thanks.
I'm sure that is it boyfriend or husband?
Boyfriend. Well, he uses the term partner because Peter is quite a bit older.
Fair enough. I'm sure your partner would actually appreciate you dressing up nicely for your anniversary. Or even birthday. I think there's a birthday coming up.
Yes. Yeah, good memory.
Speaking of birthdays, I know some really good DJs and whatnot for throwing a proper party. I do throw the best, you know.
No, we're not. We're not going for anything big, or at least the two of us aren't. Whether he has something with anyone else, that's his business. But no, Peter and I. Yeah.
Ooh, maybe Artemis can set up a low-key party in a very fancy dining space somewhere around here that she might own.
I don't.
You pretty much own most of this place, don't you?
Thanks for the offer, both of you. But we'll sort of. He's got the smile. Like this is the sort of friendly ribbing we always engage in. I'm guessing. Like it's not malicious in any way. Yeah.
Well, and you do know as a character that my parties actually make everyone feel better.
Yeah.
They are literally healing.
Oh yeah, because one of my curses is that I have an intimacy addiction. So it's a case of I do like being around people.
Well, mine either heals one psyche damage or lowers a mental condition. It's a blessing. And I can throw a party together at any time.
Yeah. Okay, Sage, what were you good?
One of my blessings is cannibalism, and another one's unceasing appetite, and I don't remember why.
See, I remembered that you were a puppy and went full out with these things, and I was sitting there like, why doesn't she just eat this Charlton to get rid of the problem? Because he's asking to be eaten.
Well,
Puck eaters only other gods or spirits. So
yes.
Maybe he had enough spirit in him. I mean, he thinks that he does.
Well, he thinks that he's a conduit, not necessarily that anything sticks around. Okay. Yes. Yes, the cannibalism bit is for devouring the essence of other supernatural esoteric beings and obtaining some of their power. And
what was the other one? Unceasing appetite.
Yeah.
appetite or apathy?
Oh,
I thought it was appetite. Okay.
Oh, that's from the puck
Yeah.
eater as well, I believe.
Yes, that is type. Okay, Wanderer.
I suspect both of those. I suspect both of those are from
Yeah.
Bucky, sir.
Yes, I think so. That is theology. That's toward the end here.
I
And
can't imagine the other ones having either of those.
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. That is okay. Puck eaters. You have unceasing appetite. You eat all the time, and yet nothing ever fully sates your appetite. Hunting increasingly dangerous prey lets you forget this hunger at times, but the eater always hopes to catch hopes one day to find the thing that will finally put their stomach at ease. Whenever faced with the chance to eat something that they've never eaten before, the god is urged by their inner demons to take it. This could involve chasing down the unicorn who just healed the Pantheon, or taking a break to snack on a hellhound after a long battle, thus holding up the Pantheon, who may have other immediate business. To resist, however, you're in a coffee shop, so I would say you're basically irrevocably drawn to whatever new pastries they may be offering.
I think I like the idea that this coffee shop specifically makes interestingly shaped and fantastical pastries specifically to keep them from being angry.
Well,
Angry.
yes, exactly. Well, I mean, you all have been coming here for a while. It's established, and they've found that if they make something that looks a bit different and has a slightly different taste, then Artemis will be drawn to buying it.
Oh my god, is this why our Pantheon has gone into caves looking for dragons?
Yes, well, they're spicy. Sorry.
At some point, just as we're talking, you see Sandy's fiddling with the watch again, and it's like, oh, you wouldn't believe the trouble I had in a shop earlier. Some people in this town are just so gullible.
Imagine that.
I had to admit, I just wanted to buy a knife. That's all.
I mean,
And I had to do this whole song and dance for the salesperson. Just, said her knife were haunted. Can you believe that?
Sounds perfectly reasonable to me.
They weren't. They weren't.
what was her evidence of the knives being haunted?
The customer who complained would always say that they attempted to hurt him or leap out of his hands after he'd been drinking.
How much? I mean, a couple glasses of wine isn't gonna...
Upgrade that from glasses.
And she didn't think that...
No.
Can you give me her address?
No.
Excellent. Okay, well,
I
as
am going to pull out my phone and look up nearby cutlery shops.
as you are discussing and catching up with each other, it dawns on you gradually that you're hearing some sounds of tumult and commotion off in the distance. There's some... seems to be getting a little bit closer as you listen, as you pay attention.
Is there a riot scheduled for today?
Very possibly. There you hear screams, less...
I've been made aware of.
Yeah. You don't really hear sounds of crowds like the rhubarb muttering or feet or anything like that, but you do hear screams and smashing, things that sound metallic, and you hear the occasional sound of broken glass, and it sounds like it's getting slightly closer.
Does it sound like it's coming from outside, though?
It sounds like it's coming from outside and maybe southeast-ish.
I'm gonna pick up my iced coffee and walk to the door and open it up and peer outside while sipping casually.
Okay. Then, off in the distance, does anyone else join you?
Yeah,
Or-
I kind of like leap over the back of the bench and
A little bit more excitable about it.
clumsily, I only have athletics 1. I stumble over the back of the bench
We have such a good combination of just Pantheon dice building. Like, I have to hold my tongue.
and head peer out the window.
Okay.
Again, if it's going to require a roll, then I will use scope out as well.
No roll.
Okay.
No. And I'm assuming Artemis joins them. Okay. So, off in the distance, but approaching, from basically the location of 4-6 on the map, you see people running away, running toward you. And they appear to be chased. They appear to be being chased by gigantic. They look kind of like wolves a little bit, but the way the light is glinting off them, they look kind of metallic, like there are blades that are spinning in place of the hair.
Nope.
Nope.
Someone is violating so many things with this right now.
And the violating wolves with knives in place of pelt are coming toward you. And at that point, I'm going to call it, unless you have comments that you want to
I
get
just
in.
look at them. Actually, I flip open my watch. Look at the others. Like, we don't have time for this.
But excellent.
I just sip my coffee.
Excellent. And does Artemis have any comment to leave on, or just sort of like
That.
okay? I find that as an all-purpose sort of response.
I mean,
Not this
magical
again.
constructs of some sort, they might be tasty.
They are a snack and something that the cafe is probably not going to offer in the future, or in the near future, unless they go over really well, in which case one never knows. But that is where we are going to leave off. Next session in 3 weeks, we will be resuming with Sam, who is playing the God of Hail. That's Hail, Hail, not the southern U.S. pronunciation of hell. Hail.
It'll never be not something to use in all of the hell lines that we've ever created.
Exactly. But so we will continue on with the shiny knife wolves as well after Sam gets his intro thing. So that is it for today.
One last thing from me on that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, just because end of scene. So worthwhile
Yes.
marking this. Since this is a scene that I did not have connection with humanity, my intimacy addiction curse triggers, and I take a level of 1 damage to psyche and a level 1 deprived condition.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
come on.
do you
See,
want
now
to?
you need that party.
Yeah. See, you could count it as interaction with the cafe staff, if you wanted to hold up, because
If
ordering.
You're okay with that?
I'm okay with assuming that you ordered, at least interacted briefly, even if the staff knows your regular Mountain Dew order,
Okay.
they that counts. I would think a scene where there are no humans and there's no reason for you to interact, or
Okay.
there's no reason.
If you're happy to have it like that, then cool. I
Yeah.
will go along with that.
Okay,
Cheers.
that seems reasonable to me, at least.
One other thing before we end session, because it is an end of session thing, do we want to go over experience and how that works, or do we want to hold off until next time?
Okay. Okay. I was.
Maybe it would be a good idea to hold off until Sam's here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because at the end of the session, free time and wealth update, and then we distribute little tiny bits of XP compared to, say, other games. But it all adds up. So, okay. But we will do that when Sam is here for that, if that's okay.
That's fine.
So free time and wealth regenerate. And at the moment, you can move. Okay, we're not going to deal with the moving to a new location costing 1 free time because that's regenerated. Hopefully, next time I will be more coherent and not have an ocular migraine messing up my vision. So, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Tomorrow on Hint Plays is our Halloween special, Alien, which is being run by the fabulous Drut. That's going to be at 6:30 p.m. GMT. Note the time change. And next Saturday at 3 p.m. GMT, we will be bringing you Stormhaven, I believe, run by Nightbites in the Rollmaster system. And some of our players are also streamers. And Shard, are you? What's up with you and your streams?
Still hiatus.
I mean, there's a possibility that I will be co-streaming with Chrono next Friday, depending on how we work things out.
Awesome.
Yep.
And Chrono, speaking
Yeah.
of.
So I will be back on my stream next Wednesday for more Gibbous Cthulhu Adventure. So potentially rounding out my Halloween stream game next Friday. So that will be at 6 p.m. GMT. Next Wednesday, 3 p.m. GMT next Friday. I will be my usual card chat and chill as we set about building a deck, a historic brawl deck in Arena, possibly joined by Shard Angel, depending on how things work out. And then Saturday will be my regular puzzle streaming again at 9 a.m. GMT.
Well, local time.
Yeah,
Whatever. Whichever one
follow
it
us on the
is.
Discord or join my channel on the Discord for basically all the up-to-date news as to what is going on.
Yes. And Sage, you are not streaming at this point, correct? Okay. Awesome. And I am still on hiatus, so we'll see if I ever get back to that. Anyway, thank you everybody for showing up and hanging out with us, and for putting up with me doing the best I can. If you like what we do, you can get involved by donating, !donate for the link. And we also have a Discord, and I can't type and speak at the same time, where streamers and gamers can chat, plan, and support each other. !Discord will get you the link. And thank you all so much for watching and hanging out with us. And we will see you tomorrow then. Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.